Okay, so I'm here at a Subzero. This is a built-in fridge. That's the model number. The compressors are down here. There's two of them. Condenser fan. There's two screws that hold in this little compressor package. Take them out. This whole metal slides out. There is a water line and a water valve. You don't really have to take it out or disassemble it, but shut the water off in case anything gets pinched. There's also a drip tray in the back, the pan. These are the lines that come from the freezer and the fridge evaporator when the defrost. But basically here we got to pull this out to change the condenser fan motor. There's your condenser fan motors in the back. I like to put stuff under here. Some people use a pipe, some people, whatever. I put my bit box, a couple channel locks, because when this slides off, it comes off of a ledge there. This is on a track, and it's kind of tricky to get it back in, so you don't want to just drop it straight down on the floor. Normally I'll put like some masonite out, and then I'll put some wrenches and everything under it, but it's unfinished floor. I'm gonna put something here later, but that's a big gap there, and you don't want to just drop it straight on the floor because then you have to lift up this whole package and slide it in. So you want to keep it elevated somehow, so you can put some screwdrivers just to keep it up while you do the repair. Makes it easier to slide it back in. You can use those airbags. They're like little blood pressure cuffs. You put them underneath. You can use, you can improvise. You just want to support this thing because it's about to slide out, and you don't want it to just fall right down on the ground. And then on this side, you want to make sure those wires don't get caught up on the track, and you don't want to cut any wires or break anything, and you don't want to pinch your water line, or you don't want to kink it. So you want to make sure everything's free back there. Now when you slide this out, you keep a look back there. There's a copper tubing. You kind of spiral it up to give you some slack. Here's our condenser fan motor. This one's original to the machine. It's dusty, it's in bad shape. This is the original to the unit. It's like an older style black one. 2.3 watt clockwise motion. It's got a little triangle here that attaches, like many common fans do here, by these three prongs on the back. 1/4 inch screw. Once you loosen it, which is not easy to do, you gotta kind of go in blind with both hands. You feel around, you loosen them. Be careful with this evaporator. Inside, you can pierce this. If the fan falls or if that screw just falls in there, so you want to just take your time, drop the fan and then remove it on this side. Careful with the water line, careful with the copper, careful with the floor, and then you take the fan out. The newer one is slimmer than this, so it's a little easier to slide in there, but at first with the blade mounted and everything, it's hard to get it out from that little gap there. This Subzero, I think, is above 30. It's about 36 or more. The slimmer ones, like the 30s, have the same setup, and it's very tight down here. It's very hard to work on, but the same thing applies. Now, just like any condenser fan, there's a little nut here. It's kind of like a wing nut. Grab it with your pliers, you spin it off the shaft, pop the blade off. You can swap this blade or bring a new one. I brought a new one. Sometimes on these, it pays to carry one around in case this snaps. Sometimes when the fan falls from the heat, because this fan fails, so it gets very hot. It was 120 something degrees down here, and this gets brittle, and then when you come to repair it, you drop it and then it cracks here. And there's no crazy glue in the world that will get this fixed. If one of these blades is cracked and you don't notice it, when you put the fan in, it vibrates violently, and then this whole thing shakes, and then no one's going to be happy with that. So you want to inspect your fan blade, you want to wash it, get the dust off, and then you swap it over, or you can install a new blade. And if you find other videos on condenser fan motors, they'll show you how to set it up. This shaft is longer, and the motor is wider than the replacement, so this makes it a lot easier to get it in. That's what she said. Now you got this little notch here. You put your little gaskets, and then you put the new blade on. You line up the holes, and there's tons of videos you can watch for condenser fan motor, how to swap it out. So some of the Subzero fan connectors They don't use this wire. You can't distinguish which is, the black or white wire. I'm not sure if polarity matters that much. I would assume it does. So, but what I always do, if you don't have the cheat sheet, there's a D shape on this. So what I do is I compare this to the plug coming in, because the plug coming in is ribbed or not ribbed. And then what you do is you match up your wire. You're gonna see this side has ribs and this side is smooth. So you want to line up where the D, so you determine which is rib coming in, is it the top or the bottom when I look at it like a D, and then you just match it up on your fan.